From the beautiful campus of Casper College, it's the T-Birds Coaches Show, bringing you game breakdowns, expert analysis, and exclusive interviews. Here's your host, Tom Myler.
Hello, T-Bird fans, and welcome back to another fantastic episode of Casper College Coach Shows. Joining us in the studio, our women's soccer, our head coach, our assistant coach, Ann Bennett, also on lacrosse. Welcome back, coaches.
Thanks, good to be here.
Yeah? Yep. Are you sure? I mean, I like having you here. We love it having you here because we love talking about soccer. We love talking about sports in general, but I mean, having you both here is always a treat.
Yeah.
Thanks.
Okay, so we're not very talkative today, but we will get into it because I tell you what, as soon as we start talking about soccer, that'll really get you going. So then let's talk about it. This last weekend, you had a couple of good results. You go up and play Central and Northwest, get the dub at both. Well, coaches, what did you like? Well, I mean, obviously you got the win, so that's got to be something you like. But what happened that you're just like, that was good?
We'll give it to Jocelyn. Go ahead.
All right.
Well, we've talked the past couple of weeks about how we have really good individual players, and I think this past weekend and even Western Wyoming, they finally put it together and became more of a team. So possessing the ball a little bit better together, not so much dribble. And that was nice to see. We've been waiting all year to see, okay, this is the team that we recruited. And I think they kind of showed that this weekend for sure.
Awesome. What about you, Coach?
Yeah, you know, when we had some really good opportunities to make the score maybe a little bit bigger difference, or maybe you play a little bit more relaxed because of that, but, you know, played really good, I thought, as a group. Still got things to improve on and work on, and that's okay. I think the team knows, and we know what needs to take place. But man, we had to grind them out, and that's okay too. Learning how to win tight games is a good thing. We don't want them to be tight, but you got to play 90 minutes when you're in those situations. So, you know, we had to grind it out, and they did a good job. And so we were excited to come out there against two quality opponents, win a couple of games. So it's good for them.
Yeah, that is something about Region 9 that you can't really sleep on any team. I mean, they're especially Central, Northwest. You win 2-1 against Central, 1-0 against Northwest. I mean, yeah, they made you grind it out. You had to play defense the whole 90 minutes. You had to have opportunities to score the whole time, which, I mean, there were some fun goals to watch. I think it was against Central, and Tanaya had a little interesting goal, which kind of flicks it, and it goes far post and just goes in past the goalkeeper. It's like, oh, man, what a shot. So, I mean, you just get some of those little things, but I feel like there can be a little bit more room for improvement within the 18. Yeah,
you know, and we're getting there, but we've kind of manipulated the lineup a little bit, moving a couple players to slightly different spots. And to be honest with you, Tanaya over those two games was really, really good for us. Really controlled the middle, hard to handle, and that made the other teams work. We've noticed a couple teams in the last couple of games, they're keying in on a couple of players and trying to deny them the play. So by moving them to slightly different spots, probably challenged them in ways that they maybe weren't quite expecting. And so throughout the game, moving those players around really made a difference for us in controlling the game, not only from the back and the defense, but through the midfield. And that's opened it up for a couple other players who put a couple of goals in, you know, as well. And, you know, Lene has a good goal in that to put us up 2-0. You know, they got a great goal a little bit later on that. But it's opening it up for a couple of other players to make a difference. And so that they've been able to step up and like Jocelyn said, be a team rather than individuals. So we like where we're going.
Absolutely. So you kind of brought this up a little bit about moving players around, having different players sit up. You mentioned Tanaya, Linnea also getting a nice goal. Have you seen any, whether it's position-wise or a specific player, that you've seen a group or somebody step up and kind of make a difference? But hey, that's great gameplay. Keep that up.
I mean, one player that we don't talk about a whole lot, but honestly, if she wasn't there, we would struggle, and that's Salam Vinegar.
I absolutely agree with that.
She defensively, she's great. Offensively, she really gets it going. I mean, her skill is just as good as Tanaya's, and she just doesn't get the score sheet because, you know, she's a little bit further back on the field. Salam does great. Our McKenna Oldham has stepped in as a starter in that midfield as well, and has done fine. Macy Engel out of Douglas is really stepping up in that midfield as well, having to play a lot of minutes just due to a couple injuries, and they've been doing really well controlling that midfield.
Yeah, we've had a couple kids come off the bench even. You know, Lily Brimley's done a just fantastic job.
Gets more playing time.
Coming off the bench. It's probably not something she wants to hear, but she really is capable of being a starter. She just has a couple of girls ahead of her that are doing really well on that side as too. Jade Harris, Liv Riches, you know, our center backs, you know, Anna McMaster and Kennedy Henley really doing fantastic jobs. And so we have a good group of girls and a starting group and kids coming off the bench that do fantastic. I mean, we thought, you know, Brecklin Archibald stepped in and made some great runs, did some things to disrupt the other team. You know, we talk about that as, hey, let's go in, let's disrupt them, let's make it challenging for them. And so when those girls have opportunities to step in and do those things, but that is really great for the team aspect. And we get it. Everybody wants to start and play more minutes. It just doesn't always work that way in any game situation. But really, really like that some of these girls are stepping up and doing things to help the team. So in that game, in the Central game, yeah, I mean, Salam was fantastic. 2 or 3 other girls step in, do a really, really good job. And then the next game, we get some injuries going. And now you have to step in and you have to play a few more minutes and have to do some things to help the team. So we're starting to see that overall, and hope that continues as we work near the end of the season.
Yeah. So it sounds like things are moving forward. If there are things to work on, it's not things that it is things that you can work on, and you've been working on things. So you're continuing to be up there. You're right now 3rd in the standings. We've got, I believe, Western Wyoming, then LCCC. Western Wyoming, I think, just has had an extra game over them right now, so they're kind of in that standing, but you're right there in it. So you're 3-0-2 in the league. It's going to be interesting. I mean, you still kind of control your own destiny, but you've also got to wait to kind of see what LCCC and Western do.
Yeah, they play each other last game of the year. If it all plays out and everybody wins out their games in the end, because those two teams have to play each other, if there's not a tie in there, the tie throws in a really interesting scenario as far as 3 teams having no losses but 2 ties. Now it's going to come down to goals for, goals against type of thing. We kind of look at it. Somebody's gonna win that game in the end, and whoever that is, and we win out. There's a second place scenario, which means you get a bye, but we're not worried about that. For us, it's just let's go each game. Let's do what we're supposed to do. Let's continue to work on those things. You know, we're getting really, really good quality chances in what we're doing to score. We want to see that attitude of we're putting the ball in the back of the net, not hoping that it goes in the back of the net, and take care of business like we should. Continue to grow in that confidence, and then we'll be fine.
All right. Well, we love it. We like the trajectory we're going on. You do only have 1 game this weekend. You are away, which is a bummer. The season kind of turned out where we didn't really have a lot of home games, which, I mean, it's fine. I mean, we miss you guys. We like when you're here. We try and watch you online when we can, but we like having you here. Anyway, so you're going to play your travel partner, Gillette, and you're going to go up to Gillette, and you're going to play them. What can we expect against Gillette?
I mean, it's going to be a tough match, Gillette. We're, watching film of them. We're seeing their results. They're not making it easy for teams. I think when we watched them play Northwest, I think they had plenty of opportunities to score, maybe some better opportunities. We just got to be on our game. We're going in and making sure we're getting everybody healthy this week and focusing on that team aspect of things. And hopefully we get more opportunities and better opportunities than they do, and put it away and get another 3 points.
Yeah, I actually watched part of that game, Northwest Gillette, and Gillette came out strong, physical. They put a lot of pressure on that Northwest defense, And honestly, it was either the counterattack or just mistakes that Northwest was able to capitalize on.
Yeah, we watched some film earlier of them playing Western Wyoming, and you can't see a score on the screen when you're watching them, and if you don't ever see the goal scored, you don't know who's winning that game. They're very capable. They have some dangerous players. It always comes down to sometimes in a soccer game, not so much that you're doing the right things, it's who's going to take advantage of a mistake that happens. They made a mistake against Northwest in the defense, I think in the first goal. There's kind of just this little quick 45-yard counter where they win a ball and the defense is kind of out of shape and the girl just kind of takes it right down at him and scores. Mm-hmm. And you can almost see after that there was almost a little bit of a give up from Gillette, but they're a dangerous team. They're very improved. They're capable of playing with and beating some teams that are very solid. And again, some of the other teams in the league still have to play them. So we're at their place. You got to get in a bus. You got to drive 2 hours. You got to go up there and play. That's always a little bit of a deflator for yourself. So we have to make sure that we're up for it and get after that game because they're a hungry team and they're on the outside of the playoffs right now. They know they have to. They've got to win some games or they could miss the playoffs. And I know that that's a big thing for them as far as making the playoffs as it is for everybody. So we certainly can't go up there and take it for granted, and we're not going to do that.
And it's top 6, right? That
Correct.
Makes it okay. With the first 2 getting a bye, the other, I guess it's
play in.
3
There's a
and
play.
6,
Yep.
4 and 5 will play,
Yep.
and then so some good stuff. Yeah, so they're going to be hungry. They're going to play you tough. I mean, we're Casper College, right? We always get everyone's best because they want to beat us. Because I'm a little biased, but I think we're the best. But so then, what is going to be the key for you going into this game? What are you going to have your team focus on going in?
Well, I mean, they've got a couple of dangerous players that have scored a lot of goals for them. So we have to be aware of them. We kind of have the approach of, 11 or a team is going to beat that individual, and so we have to have that approach first. But be aware. I think for us, it's the same thing. We got to be able to possess the ball. Don't force play. Don't turn into just kicking the ball long and hoping. There has to be an organized idea. This is what we do well. Let's be really good at what we do and have that be better than what they do. Making some adjustments as we need to at halftime, but approaching it as this is our style. This is how we're gonna approach the game and go with that.
Finishing our opportunities is going to be huge for it. It's who can finish their opportunities the best.
Yeah,
I don't think there's only been one team we've played this year. When CSI, they probably, I think they outshot us in that game, but it wasn't much. Laramie game was again a close game, but in both of those games we didn't play at all our style at all. You can credit the other team for what they did, but we maybe overthought a couple things and prepared them going into those games maybe not quite the right way. But everybody else, we've been able to outshoot and control games, and now it's just a matter of we have to finish those opportunities when they're there, or you're just keeping a team in a game, and you could end up losing or tying a game, and that's unfortunate if that happens.
Yeah, because especially with watching our team, it's always a battle in the middle. We have Salam Beneguru, who's really good at controlling that tempo, that pace. Our backline good about reducing the amount of opportunities. It's just that final 18 that it's like, man, we really got to finish those opportunities because we get them. We just got to put more in the back of the net.
Right, 100%.
So, weird. If you score more points than the other team, that's how you win games, right?
Usually, pretty good chance you're going to win. Yep.
Yeah.
Well, coaches, it was great having you here. I feel like hopefully our fans really have an idea of what kind of happened last week, what we can look forward to this week. Unfortunately, obviously, you're not here. You're in Gillette. If I remember correctly, Gillette usually likes to do it through VO Live. That's how they live stream
They
their
do.
stuff.
Yep,
Yes,
it'll
they
be
do.
up.
So if you do want it, you have to download the app, and then you just search for Gillette College, folks. So if you do want to watch that game, it'll be a good one. I'm excited.
It'll be a good one.
Yep.
We're gonna move on. We're gonna do it, and then hopefully we get the win. Then we'll come back here, talk about it, and then you're finally back at home, and we like it.
Yep. Sophomore day coming up for those two games. So yeah,
Nice.
we'd like to have a good crowd out there for those kids that are finishing up their time for the regular season here.
Awesome. Well, thank you, coaches and fans. Thanks for tuning in, and of course, we will see you next time.